Hi, Despot Mafia. Look, I'm coming in with a specialized report on this episode of Despot Makes Food. So here we are in the gaming area. This is also where I do all my video editing. But I wanted to come in. I had to do this as to y'all. Thank you so very much. We've now cleared over 200 subscribers. That is awesome. This is the Thanksgiving Day episode special, so thank you so very much. I really appreciate all your support. Make sure that y'all are doing this for me, that you're going in and doing comments down below. Make sure you're letting me know what you think of the foods. Check it out on Instagram by doing hashtag Despon Productions and hashtag Despon Makes Food. Apparently, my wife has also made me a Despon Productions Twitch, so check that out for any quick clips before the Despon Make Food episode comes out. So, again, thank you. Thank you very much. I really never expected myself to even get past 100 subscribers. Here I am at 200. Hopefully, we keep rising, and thank you very much. Welcome back, Despot Mafia, to another episode of Despot Makes Food. And this week is Thanksgiving holiday. Yes, I know I missed last week. I apologize for that. I had a lot of things going on. And I have yet to figure out how to leave just a post like Beard Makes Food or Rhett and Link and them do with Good Mythical Morning, where I just leave a post stating this week's gonna be missed. Not missing this week. We're gonna do a stuffed chicken with herb sausage stuffing. Reason we're doing this, you can do this with turkey too. Remember, you can do literally everything I'm gonna do with this chicken to a turkey, and it's gonna turn out just about the same. Difference is the style of bird and the different type of texture and flavor you're gonna get from the meat itself, because it's a different type of bird. Outside of that, most of the exterior flavoring and interior flavorings you're gonna get are gonna be the same, and they're gonna make that turkey phenomenal if you do it with turkey. I should know. I did it in 2013 to 2014, one of those two Thanksgivings a few years ago, back when my family was much larger. A lot of my family's moved away, and now it's mostly me, my wife, and my daughter. So I'm basically cooking this for us and my mom. So, well, I'm doing this one for Friendsgiving, actually. I'm doing something else for my mom, it's a whole nother thing. But this one's gonna be for Friendsgiving at my cousin's house. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, remind you. You'll notice it's gonna be the only thing you're gonna see that's the same on me in the next bit here in a little while. Why? Because this is gonna take a couple of days. I'm doing something called wet brinding. For those of you who've watched other cooking channels, you know what dry brind is, where you take your salt, rub it all across the meat, and allow it to actually just sit in the fridge for like 24 hours, right? This is slightly different. It's similar concept, slightly different. So, I like to add a bunch of different flavors to my water when you wet brine. So, first thing is going to be lots of salt. You want to add a lot of salt to your wet brine, because it's just like dry brining. You're going to make it really salty. This is going to help break down into the meat and the flavor, and flavor the meat all the way through. Despon All Seasoning. I add this to everything. I will reapply this again at the end, but this adds a good extra little to the interior of the meat. I'm gonna add a little bit of rosemary, basil, and oregano. These are all known as what you call I know. Learn to talk. That's fine. I got you. They're aromatic type seasonings. They're herbs, so they're gonna add more of a little bit to the outside. So when you dry brine, you preferably want your meat at least thawed out, mostly thawed out. Wet brining, you can do it while it's frozen. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not going to hurt anything. Things you're going to want is a large pot full of water. Alright, so that was my close-up of the water. All you're going to do, start bringing this water to a boil. And go ahead and start adding your seasonings. Remember, it's a large pot to cover up your whole piece of chicken, right? So you're going to want to add a good bit of everything. Alright, that's the Despond All Seasoning. The thing you're going to want the most of is salt. You want to add a lot of salt. Look, you see how high that salt is? Watch how low it's going to be here in just a moment. So it went from here to there. Now, the reason you're adding so much salt is because this is water and it's coming to a boil. Your main objective to this when you're doing a wet brine like this is to get it to a boil and basically cook the salt down. That is your main objective. We'll be back once this gets boiling. I'll catch you here in a moment, Despond Mafia. Alright, so, reminder, I mentioned the merch here a moment ago, right? This is the Despond hat. This is one of many things that I have on my merchandise store. You can check that merchandise store out by clicking the link down below. DespondProductions.live/merch. Also remember that my wife and my cousin, Cthulhu's wife, both have a company of their own as well. I do support them in every shape, form, and fashion. Remember, that's two crafting cousins. You can message them for anything and everything. If you're looking for the stitching type stuff like dolls, pillows, stuff like that, crocheted items. I knew I'd get the word out. Crocheted items, you'll want to ask for Prime Kitsune. And for most of the vinyl and like if you want custom cups, stuff like that, or if you want wreaths and Christmas stuff. It is Christmas coming around the corner, so make sure you're ordering that stuff from them. You want to ask for the Wine Owl. She does most of the wreaths and stuff like that. Not saying that Prime Kitsune don't do any of it either, because they do. They both do them. But the ones that you're going to want to ask for specific items, more predominantly steered towards, be Prime Kitsune for anything to do with sewing, which would be the crochets, the hats, the pillows, the dolls. I don't have anything in front of me to show y'all. But there will be a link down below to their Facebook page. They're going to be working on this weekend while I'm at Friendsgiving, making sure that they have a nice big old array of stock and pictures to show y'all. That way you'll get to see what they have and get to appreciate the material and items that they do make and sell. Again, check them out. Link down below. Two crafting cousins. And I'll be back here in a little bit. We're still waiting on that water to boil. It's going to take a minute. You saw how big that pot was. Alright, Despond Mafia. So, it came to a boil. As you can see, there's no salt. The water's still hot. I don't want to boil the chicken, but it is frozen. But I want to make sure that my pot's nice and cooled down, because I want to make sure that I can put this in the fridge for the next 2 to 3 days. Is how long I'm going to put it. You can wet brine up to 5 days. And all you want to do, get some ice in there. You just want to cool this water back down. Because the whole premise of why you boiled this water here had nothing to do with making it to where you can cook the meat, nothing like that. Wet brinding is taking the salt, dissolving it into the water, so now turning this into a salt water, right? And just submerging your meat inside of it to allow it to do that way. Let me get some more ice. That wasn't enough. As soon as the last little bit of ice completely dissolves, we'll go ahead and add the chicken to it. I'll leave it set now because it's pretty cold until I get home tonight, and then I'll stick it in the fridge. It won't go from there. But yeah. So I know it's still slightly steaming, y'all, but it's not bad. Much rather not burn my hand on it though. Just try not to do that, right guys? There it is. And we're gonna leave that in for about 2 to 3 days. Like I said, I'll come back. I'll be wearing something different. I'll be wearing different clothes. So, alright. So, I'll be wearing different clothes. And you'll know the only reason will be the merch. Will be the only thing I'm wearing the same. On that day, that'll be the day that we pull the chicken out of the fridge from wet brinding. And then we'll work on the stuffing. And work on cooking the rest of the bird. I'll catch you then. Alright, welcome back, Despot Mafia. As I told you a couple days ago, that I was going to be wet brinding my chicken for 2 days. Today's the day of the Friendsgiving stuff going on. This episode will be airing tomorrow. It'll be a day late, yes I know. I've had a lot of things going on that I could not prevent from happening. But without further ado, we're going to get started in this. Remember to like, swipe up, thumbs up. Make sure you're smashing the subscribe bell. Follow me on everything I do. I'm also a gamer, so remember I do have that at Despot Gaming. You can find me on Twitch at Despot1725. And of course, you've got me here on YouTube, Despot Makes Food. Make sure you're following my wife and my cousin Cthulhu's wife on Two Crafting Cousins. Gonna go ahead and get all my stuff out of the way. Make sure you follow them. They do a lot of that crafty craft stuff, which would mean that my wife, she makes a lot of the wreaths and stuff like that. Prime Kitsune does a lot of crocheting, so she makes the little dolls, pillows, hats, so on and so forth. Remember, you're checking out the merch, right? I'm wearing some of it today. I'm wearing a good bit of it today. I'm actually using the bag later to help get some of the food to Friendsgiving. But this is the cap at Despon Productions.live/merch. As you can see as well, I'm wearing the shirt. Right, I'm wearing the shirt. It's a nice shirt. It's nice, soft, it's a Gildan soft shirt. This is ink. So make sure you are checking that out. So without further ado, we're going to get started in this. We gotta move kind of quick today, because I got a lot of things to do, and technically a lot of time to do it, but not a lot of time to do it, because some of the things I gotta do is for my day-to-day job. Alright, so I pulled this out already, set it down, but here's our wet brine chicken. Smells very fragrant, smells very good. It's gonna be delicious, I guarantee it. But first things first, we're gonna start with the stuffing. Remember I told you we were gonna be doing the sausage stuffing. We're doing 2 variations of it. We're only gonna cover one in the video. The other, look, it's simple. Just take away the onions and celery out of it. So the main one we're going to be working on is what we're going to be stuffing the chicken with. I know they say don't do that anymore, you know, don't stuff your chickens, don't stuff your turkeys due to salmonella. But look. Real quick, Despot Mafia, let me let y'all know one thing. Yes, salmonella is real, I'm not saying that, but I am saying that you're not going to get salmonella from cooking your chicken like that. Too many types of meals are cooked with raw meats. It's not going to do anything. Just stuff your chicken, stuff your turkey if that's what you like to do. If you don't like to, you don't have to. You do you. I went ahead and opened up the chicken cavity. That way, here in a minute when I get everything done with the stuffing, I can just go ahead and stuff it right in there. Alright, so things you're gonna need are gonna be your chopper for the sausage, if you want to make sure it's nice and grounded, mixing bowl to be able to mix the breadcrumbs for the stuffing, and a roaster pan for your chicken. Yes, you can use the little cheap buy ones from the store that you can throw away. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going cheap. I just have that because it's a family one, so I'm going to use it. Other things, you're going to want a skillet, a stove, or technically an oven, and a stove. Or if you're like me, I'm going to be using my Ninja Foodi today. You'll be seeing that here in just a second. To do mine. For those of you that don't know, you can put your Instapots, Ninja Foodis, and stuff like that, if you have the multi-cooker style, on sear, saute, pressure, steam, and slow cook yogurt. You can put all those methods in and leave the lid open and still cook. So I'm going to be using sear saute mode, so I can cook ground sausage, because the stuffing I'm doing today is a sausage stuffing. I am using pork sausage. I'm going to show you 2 different things. One of them I'm not using, but you can use it as an acceptable use. You can actually take these little box stuffings, the stovetops and stuff. You're just not going to cook it stovetop way. You'll just take all the breads and stuff like that. I show you this because I know it's the holidays, and you know this may be Christmas for you when you're going to decide to making this. It could be Thanksgiving, but here it is. Here's what I'm actually using. herb seasoned stuffing. It's just basically, let's see here. The one I've got is white and wheat bread blended with herbs and spices. You can get it plain. I usually do. They didn't have plain. They just had the season, so I went with season. Without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started because it's starting to already a little late. Sooner than I want it to be while I planned on preparing all this. I cheat coded. You also want, for the main one, and also to help cook with the chicken, some celery diced and onions diced. Well, I've got that right here. And green bell peppers right here. Yeah, lid, I know. Also, you're gonna want melted butter. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that going right now. Before I forget. I just usually take a stick of butter when doing this, because this is for the chicken. I am a firm believer that basting your birds, whether it be chicken, whether it be a turkey, when you're doing something like this, you need to baste your bird. So as you can see, one stick of butter. I'm going to put this in my microwave safe measuring cup. Put a lid on it so it doesn't sit there and pop everywhere. I put it in a minute. It shouldn't take that long to melt. Yeah, so green bell peppers, diced onions, and celery is a good way to help actually, once you're cooking your bird, help do a perfume. So if you're not going to do an actual physical stuffing, right, you don't even have to eat these if you don't want them. But let's say you don't want to stuff your bird, actually stuff your bird. You don't have to, but let me tell you what you can do. You can take these celery, onion, green peppers. You can dice them fresh. These are technically fresh, but I didn't personally dice them. I bought them from Walmart. It's called a dressing mix. But you can take that. You can put them inside the chicken or the turkey, and also surround the bird with that when you go to put it in the roaster pan, and you can cook it that way. The juices and stuff like that will turn into steam, and they'll really do like an aromatic type seasoning inside the bird. Alright, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to angle you down, so now all you're going to see is the cooking hands, the pots, and stuff that I'm going to be using to cook with. Alright, so as you can see, we got our Ninja Foodi. I've already had this thing warming up, heating up, getting ready. All I'm going to do is take my sausage here that I got, get it out of the packaging, boom, throw it in there. As I said, we're going to be doing this twice. I'm going to be doing this twice. Y'all are going to see it once. This is the version with celery and onion. Make sure you have something to kind of break it down with, to start off with. Because remember, I showed you back a few episodes ago when I got the chopper that you can do this with the chopper, but then you have to clean it off because you got all that raw meat on there and it makes it difficult. So I like to have something I can have if I'm doing in a legitimate skillet and it's just a patty, then what I do is I take, one moment y'all, trying to look in, you take your spatula, and then of course, you know, you cook it and you flip it until you feel like it's somewhat cooked on the inside, and then you take your dicer and you dice it up. When you got a roll like this, you want to kind of break it down. I broke it down by using my little wood spatula here. I like the little wooden ones. To me, they're a little better because they don't really tamper. They can actually add some flavor to the meat. I didn't cover this. Make sure that while doing all this, that you go ahead and get your stove or oven preheated at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to cook this bird. It's not near as large as a turkey, so we're not going to cook it as long as a big bird. We want to kind of cook it at a decent speed, so that hence the 425 degrees. So you want to do that for about 30 minutes to start off with. Check it. Then it's cover your little wing tips. You'll see all these steps little by little. I'm just gonna cover this while I got a moment to talk about it. But cover the wing tips and make sure that you're basting it from there. I do not have a baster, so I'm going to have to be doing this with a spoon. It kind of sucks. I had a baster, went to pull it out today, and just kind of rinse it out. They've been sitting in my stuff since, well, you know, the last major holidays, which would have been last year's Christmas. And it busted. The rubber piece on the top just went, exploded. Now what I'm doing here is I'm aiming for this nice little semi-brown on one side. That's it. You just want to kind of stir it up. Like I said, looking for that kind of coloring. You're looking for this coloring. You're looking for this coloring right here. Because we're looking for this type of coloring right here, you just want to stir it. You just want to make sure that you're getting all the meat evenly cooked around to that same type of look on just the outside. Now you can kind of start bringing this fella in. It won't hurt. Start getting it nice and chopped up. This is spicy sausage. It's not really too darn spicy. That's why I'm using it. You can use whatever kind you want on that. You can use hot. You can use mild. Some people like to use that sweet one. Nothing wrong with that. You can do whatever you see fit on that. We just want to get this nice and chopped up now to go in the stuffing. That is the goal. That's good enough, because what we're doing is putting this inside chicken to cook. Alright, so we moved the Instant Pot out of the way. You can see right here what I got going on. I want to take some of this celery and onions and add it directly to the sausage. Remember what I said, you want to use some of this for the... They did a bad job of that, they put the skin in there. Remember, you want to put a good bit of these around your bird too, because you want to actually add the aromatics to the outside of the bird as well. So, you're just going to take it, do just like that. Don't do like me, y'all. Always make sure your stuff's prepped beforehand. Did not think I was going to need a bigger bowl, but looks like I might. Yeah. Contemplating putting some in this one. It's really going to depend on just how juicy the sausage juices make it right now. Because I know the juices inside the bird are going to do some things for it, but it looks like this will be alright for the bird. Let's see here. You know what? It's not going to be. So, because it's not going to be, and it's going to be too much for the bird, so that kind of works out in our favor. We'll go ahead and add the chicken stock. Like I said, you really want to take this kind of stuff. This part is trial by error. As you can see, I'm doing quite a lot of it, but I'm also needing to have this stuffing on the side. I just want to pour just enough in to get it kind of moist. All of the breadcrumbs. And the reason I decided to go ahead with it this time is some of these crumbs are very, very croutonish. So they're very tough today. We don't want that. Alright. So there's that. I'm gonna grab our bird. Set her down. Get it nice and opened up. Just like so. Stay open, bird. I'm just going to go ahead and start stuffing it. I like to have my bird stuffed pretty much to the brim. I still want to add a little bit of my seasoning on the outside, but the way we're going to do that is by having that added into the butter here in a little bit. Like I said, you want to make sure all of this gets kind of in the bird. Nice and packed. It's really going to add a lot of flavor, as the bird is going to add a lot of flavor to your stuffing as well. At the very end, you will use most of this. Alright, so like I said, boom. That's it. Nice and done, nice and closed up. We're gonna leave it just like that. Try to get it as much of this up as possible. Back in there. Alright. Now, all there is to cover her up. And put it in the stove for about 30 minutes. Alright, now that's in there. Alright, and I'll see you back in another 30 minutes and we'll get to basting on her. Yeah, so until then. Or you mess up and you forget one step. I gotta pull my bird back out. What I forgot to do was add the rest of the onions and peppers around the outside of the bird. So give me just a moment. We'll pull that out. And we'll get that done right now. You just want to kind of scatter it around. Get as close to the bird as possible. And that's it. Open up your stove and just throw her back in. You didn't waste a whole lot of time. And they go Dust Spot Mafia. But now, real talk, Dust Spot Mafia. Don't do like I did and forget. I didn't forget long. I only forgot for like half a minute. But you don't want to, because that's just extra steps. Alright, Dust Spot Mafia. So 30 minutes has gone by. During that 30 minutes, I'm now going to go ahead and check that chicken. Look how gorgeous that chicken is, y'all. That thing is beautiful. This is just the first 30 minutes. It's nowhere near done. It's got about another hour. It's an hour and a half tops. I'm going to bring this thing up to y'all. I don't have a camera person yet, so because I don't, I'll bring this to y'all. Look at that chicken. It has stuffing on the inside. It looks beautiful. But remember what I said. Basting, basting, basting. Basting is important when you're doing your chickens and your turkeys. make my tinfoil wings. Where is my tinfoil?
Look on top of the fridge.
Why is it on top of the fridge?
Off the counter space.
All right.
Chicken wings, chicken wings. Yeah, chicken wing, chicken wing.
What? I need you to go get a shower today. I need that dress. I can wash clothes for this one.
And that's it. You just do that. You no longer need your lid.
Was over a couple hours until. How are you gonna come get all this food out of your
And that's it. Throw it back in the oven. Just like so. See, I got the little tips on there. You do treat your roasted chickens just like you would your turkeys. Here soon, we'll baste it one more time. And it might be the very last time because I only do this in 30-minute intervals. So at the hour mark, we'll do another basting. And then after that, it should be done. Alright, Despot Mafia. Remember, I told you I'd show you the plating of the chicken and stuffing. So here it is. That is Friendsgiving's chicken and sausage stuffing. Remember to swipe up, thumbs up, like, subscribe, and follow on all my social media websites. Everything is down below in the description. Remember to check it out. Click all the links that are there. There's links to Two Crafting Cousins, to DespotProductions.live. Make sure you're checking everything out. Look, as stated before, I'm not just a good cook, I'm also a gamer. Check me out there. May not be the best of gamers, but at least you'll enjoy watching because I'm fun and I'll make you laugh. I'll almost guarantee it. Check it out. Alright, until the next episode, Despot Mafia, peace out. And remember, Despot Mafia, to here on the left, click this link. This is an episode chosen by me. Here on the right, there's going to be an episode chosen by YouTube. And as always, remember to like, subscribe, and follow on all the social media websites. Everything is going to be in the description down below. And as always, peace out, Despot Mafia.